So I was working on a project and used the SIM800L uh, module. For this test, I simplified the whole circuit just to be the basic um, battery, SIM800L module, and the MSP432 launchpad. I put the main components I used and links to the code in the description below. As for the pinout, the left side is the SIM800L module, and the right side is the MSP MCU. RX goes to TX, TX goes to RX, and the little module uses the lithium ion battery, and they're both using the common ground, and that's it. So here's the menu. If I want to send a text, I can press 1 and then enter the number. So this is the main code for the test program that I've developed for the SIM module. And I start with some variables. I initialize the UART for the module at the top here. I also send an @ command to make sure everything is working, and that should print out OK after it has been sent. And then I clear the array and set it back to the first character in the array by increment equals 0. Then I have a while loop here that puts a menu in the console, and you can enter a number, and that gets picked up by the scanf. After that, it goes into one of these options. If it's try again, then it just wants you to do it again. You probably can uncomment this clear array, which probably would help. And yeah, so the rest of this 3 just is any command. You can send anything. It puts a carriage return in there, and yeah, it should let you know, give you the printout what comes back in the RX. So it should have an echo and then show you that the command went through. 2 is making a call, and you should be able to type a number in and then make a call to some number. And number 1 is send a text, and that's kind of what this video is about. So this is the header file that I was using. It has some of the main functions at the top here, and the main array and the increment, which is the index that I use for this array. Clear array. And here's pretty important. I uncommented this, but if you use port 2 or pin 2.3 and 2.2, then you want to uncomment this and then comment this out. But for the schematic that I showed, you want to use port 3. And finally, here's the .c program for the module. This is where I put all the code specifically for the SIM module that we use, or I use. And here's the first initialization. This should cover what you need. If you're using just the standard 3 megahertz clock, then you probably want to use 320 on this part here. If you use something else, then that might change, but not for this module. And enable is something I have in the header file, and so is UART port in UART. And so I explained that before. This part, if you change the ports that you use, you might be using the this handler, and you'd want to uncomment that. If everything is just the way I described it, then you'd want to just like this. Yeah, then I have some more arrays. This one, or clears the array. This function makes the call. This one makes the text. Sends UART command right here. And this is the delay, which does just milliseconds, and This is based on the 3 megahertz clock, so if that changes, then this delay might change. It's just something to know. And the end.